guys, I am here doing my emotional abuse healing journey, my second video, and here I am once again, rain or shine, getting my beach therapy. So if you guys haven't seen my first video, my healing tool number one is to pray for your abuser, and I'm sure that's going to be really difficult for a lot of people to understand or even be able to grasp, especially if your abuse is raw. And the reason I think this is so important, and I mentioned it, so please watch the first video if you really don't understand it, but the one thing I did leave out was the fact that a lot of times, most times, it's pretty easy to feel hatred for your abuser because of the pain they put you through. I mean, it just makes common sense. However, hatred is an emotion. And as long as you have that emotion, you're still emotionally connected. So it really is important to try to have that ability to sincerely pray for your abuser. Now, the one reason, of course, is if they're happy, chances are your life's gonna be easier because of it. But I also mentioned a compassion factor for the fact that, they've got to be in pain themselves to find it necessary to try to cause so much pain and trauma to you or anyone for that matter. But when I say that, I don't mean to have so much compassion that you feel like you need to help them. No. Or you need to even be around them at all. Absolutely not. It is extremely important. Healing tool number two is to avoid your abusers at all costs. And now, if you're one of those that, if you have children with your abuser, it is very important you can still, and I've been there, done that, you don't have to verbally communicate with your abuser. And I'll tell you what, it was only a 60-second phone conversation, and my abuser could trigger that trauma like, whoo! 30 seconds. They certainly have an ability and a talent to do that. So what I am saying is if it's necessary to communicate, to keep it to email and texting only. And I'll tell you what, that is huge, because you know what? Number one, it's going to be documented. So I'm not going to say they're not going to. They're going to be less likely to spew as much nasty. Now, trust me, I still get plenty of it via email or phone communication or message communication. However, you've got the documentation of it. And you also can choose when to stop reading. So that was a beauty there. Once I could see that this email was going down an ugly road, and there was a whole bunch of those, I can stop reading whenever I wanted to. And it took that emotion out of it. Something about not hearing the voice and all that other pain to come along with it, because it's just something about the whole thing just triggered so many emotions. So it definitely was such a help to only have email and texting communication. And so that is huge. Now also too, and I've spoken to more than one attorney about this, you also might have situations, which I had, where they would spew out this whole scenario, because they want you to feel as horrible as you can about yourself. So, I would constantly get, you're this, you're da-da-da-da-da, and this whole scenario. And oh my gosh, if I didn't know who I was, I'd almost believe it myself, because that's one of their capacities, is that they, are great in manipulation. And twisting things and everything else. So if you get that, don't respond. And trust me, I've talked to several attorneys about this, because it's like, I feel like if I don't respond, then that means that whatever they're saying is, then you're like agreeing to it. Absolutely not. Don't engage. Just say, please stop with the garbage. Please keep this to custody issues or whatever issues that, but if you don't have children, then you don't even need any communication, because you don't want them in your brain at all. And you will not realize how traumatized you are and how emotionally controlled you are until you separate yourself. So this is a huge healing tool, and this is extremely important. So please pray for your abusers. Absolutely, everyone, pray for the abused, because goodness knows we need as many prayers as we can get. We have a very long healing journey ahead of us, and it is a known fact that emotional abuse takes longer to heal, and I'll get to the research and the PhDs and all the studies behind that do confirm that. So number one, pray for your abuser. Number two, avoid them at all costs. Okay? And also too, if you do need custody issues, if you have somebody that can actually be involved and actually do the pickup and drops off, that's key too. So, and that's another one in avoiding them as much as possible. So in addition to keeping the communication written only, also if you can and you have the opportunity to have somebody help pick up and drop off, that's huge as well. And I hope everybody's enjoying my healing journey. I'm hoping that I can help you. And please, if you have any ideas and healing tools that have worked well for you, please share them, because I would love to hear everything that anybody else would have to share. And wishing all well, and God bless.